Right, hopefully that should be good. Let me set this camera up better. There we go. Right, sorry I'm a little bit late, guys. Let's just turn my laptop down. Right, hi guys. So, yeah, welcome to our usual Sunday Night Live. I'm calling it now Forkin Sunday Night Live. I'll sort it out for you later. Well, give it here then. Wicken Chickens, hello, thank you, welcome. I'm glad you made it today. Right, just give me 1 second. Right, just wait for a few more people to come in. What we've got 3 in at the moment. I just find my notes on what we're doing today. Right guys, just give me 1 second, I'm going to have to go and feed the animals. Before I get shouted at. Hi, conversation shared. Russ, how are you today? Hello Ashley. Alright Russ, no problem. Ray, thank you for coming along. Right, sorry, I will be back in just 1 sec. I've just got to feed these animals. Talk among yourselves.
What do you finish?
And I shan't be 5 minutes.
Well, wait until you finish.
Right, sorry guys, I am here. Okay. Right, sorry. Everybody's here, I'm back. So, Russ is going to be dealing with some powdery mildew in his grow tent. Ashley, there's 5 of us, 5 people here at the moment. Yes, don't forget guys, hit the like button on the way in, see if we can beat last week's total of 20. There was 24 likes on the video last week while we were, including people who liked the video from afterwards. We had 23 likes on the video last week. So see if we can beat that like total this week. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Please do hit the notification bell, and yeah, we'll go from there. Russ says, any hints from powdery mildew? I've just ready about 1:9 ratio milk solution as my copper powder is down the allotment. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if anybody else has got any hints about that. But I have heard that could work. Russ, West Yorkshire Catapults. Hello, how are you? You're new here. Ray, hello. Oh, sorry, Ray's saying hello. Sorry. Ray has liked the video. Right. Is it not connecting to your?
No. I don't know what I've done. But I've tried.
Paired on the previous phone.
Yeah, but it's not. It says cannot pair or something.
Right, get your other phone.
Where is it?
Pass, you had it?
No, you had it. Oh.
Be on my chair then. Right, sorry guys, just trying to sort out a few other bits here as well. New phones and the like.
So what do I have to do? Cancel it off there.
Right, so let's find your. Not that one. That one. Unpair. Right. No. You can pair it now.
Ah, seems to have paired now.
Could not pair.
Yeah, but it's got that thing up now.
Right.
We didn't have that before.
For Food Forest Permaculture, hello, how are you? How is everybody? West Yorkshire Catapult says, I've been busy, a busy bee today. Planted some onion sets, some aldermans, peas and strawberries too. All kept indoors for now. Yep, that's pretty good, that. Second year growing, so still learning lots. The live videos really help people like me. That's great, West Yorkshire Catapults. Huawei services.
What's that mean?
Right, so that's up to date.
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Level services install.
Oh, do I have to have that on?
I think so. How bad is the quarantine in the UK? We've pretty much not got anything yet. We've not been put on lockdown yet. I know a lot of countries in Europe have, but we haven't. Not bad enough. We can, yeah. We should be more. It should be doing more about it, really, to be honest. Food Forest Permaculture says, well, sunny here on Vancouver Island. And West Yorkshire Catapult says, can I plant seed potatoes now for an early harvest? I would probably say, where are we? Middle of March. I would probably say hold off for another week. But, I mean, you can always try it. There's no reason why you couldn't try and see what happens with putting them in early, see if you do get an early harvest. But I would be a bit careful of the I'll be a little bit careful of the frosts and that. Right, let's see if this opens now. Why is it? Well, I've done that.
I'm trying to fix it later.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it later. Right, sorry. Where are we? West Yorkshire Catapult says in containers, I must add. Well, I mean, you could put some in, if you're going to keep them indoors or in a greenhouse or something, you could try that, definitely. Potatoes outside. Ray says potatoes now, okay now for a normal harvest. And St Patrick's Day is normally a tradition. Oh, there we go then. I probably would have said mine I'm going to leave another week, but that's if we aren't all on lockdown by next week. So Ray says he's done half of his potatoes. Right, where were we? We were going to do about companion planting today. So, So companion planting works on the principle that putting specific plants together will help reduce attacks from predators on one or other of the plants, and it would attract beneficial insects. Hello Tracy Olden Smith, thank you for coming along, and provide nutrients and conditions that will benefit one or both of the plants. Last frost date here in Wakefield is the 3rd week in March. Okay, you're West Yorkshire Catapult. You're not far from me there in Wakefield then. I'm in Rotherham.
What's that part?
Wakefield.
Hi.
Hello. So it says, it has been practiced around the world for hundreds of years and works as simple, effective pest control. Hello, the health stead. Thank you for coming along. It's the first time I'm seeing you here. But yes, thank you for coming here. It works as simple and effective pest control, a natural way to improve the health and yield of fruiting vegetable crops. So, what we can do is there's different plants that we can plant with other plants that can be beneficial to the other plant, to each other. So vegetables with asparagus, we could try growing parsley, basil, dill, coriander or cilantro for you American guys. And please don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Sorry, asparagus will grow basil, parsley, dill, coriander or cilantro, French marigolds, taget species, and tomatoes. It will stop different things from affecting your plants or asparagus. With basil, we can improve the vigour of asparagus. Basil can improve the vigour of asparagus, while parsley can provide flavour. Dill, cilantro, coriander and marigolds will help to deter aphids, and tomatoes will deter asparagus beetle. Beets or beetroot we can grow with French marigolds. The marigolds will attract hoverflies which will eat the aphids. See, Ray's posted a list there of the frost zones in the UK there. Thank you for that, Ray. Hello, Little Farmer's Farm. How are you today? Thank you for coming along again. We're in double figures again now. 11 people in the chat. 10 now. So brassicas, cabbage, cauliflower and broccoli, etc. we grow with nasturtiums, French marigolds, mint, sage, rosemary and dill. So nasturtiums act as a host for cabbage white butterflies, which are also deterred by the smell of the marigolds and the sage. Mint helps to deter flea beetles. Rosemary can help to repel cabbage fly, and dill attracts wasps that will feast on the cabbage. That will feast on the cabbage worms and may improve growth and flavour. So carrots we can grow with onions, garlic, leeks, coriander, cilantro, rosemary, chives, lavender, sage, mint and parsley. All of these will overpower the scent of the carrots, confusing the carrot fly so they will not attack your crops. Celery we can grow with leeks, chives and garlic, all of which will improve the growth and vigour of the crops and deter aphids. Cucumbers grow with radishes to deter cucumber beetles. Yes, let's go for the record tonight, guys. Don't forget to like, please do, and see what we can get view-wise as well. So, eggplants or aubergines. So we can grow with French marigolds and basil. Basil will play host to whitefly and so protect the eggplant. Marigolds will repel whitefly and may deter nematodes. Fava beans or broad beans for us UK guys grow with summer savoury or poached eggplant. Summer savoury repels blackfly with its odour, while the poached eggplant attracts hoverflies and ladybugs, which will eat the aphids, or ladybirds for us guys in the UK as we call them. French beans we will grow with rosemary, sage and sweet corn. Rosemary and sage will help protect against bean beetles, while sweet corn protects against wind and provides support for the beans to climb up. Ah, there you go, Ray. A new one on everybody for everybody there. Sorry, I'm just reading from my notes here. Leeks grow with lavender, any lavandula species, and carrots. The smell of the lavender confuses pests and can deter aphids. Carrots also deter leek moth. Lettuce we can grow with onions, chives and garlic. All three will help to deter slugs, and their pungent smell protects against blackfly. Ray says he got a load of poached eggplants, they've gone mad. Yeah, I grew some last year. It can also be grown as a green manure as well, poached eggplant. So onions would grow with mint and chamomile. Sorry, chamomile. Mint confuses the onion fly and chamomile improves the flavour. Peas we would grow with mint and chives. Mint will improve the flavour of the peas and the chives will deter aphids with their scent. There we go. Ray says, hi Tony, thank you all for tunnel cover wrapping ideas. Covered mine this weekend. Great help, cheers. That's good, Ray. There's a gardening channel called Lavender and Leeks. Huh? Okay, cheers, got mine and hanging baskets. What was that? Peas, sorry. Peppers, if we grow peppers with French marigolds, that will repel whitefly. Potatoes, now if we grow potatoes with broad beans, the beans give cover during frosts and protect the potatoes, adding nitrogen to the soil which will benefit your crop. Radishes, if we grow radishes with mint and nasturtiums, the odour of the mint should deter flea beetles and the nasturtiums will protect against aphids. Runner beans will grow with sweet peas and nasturtiums. Both sweet peas and nasturtiums attract pollinators and should also help the runner bean crop as well as playing host to aphids and protecting the beans. Spinach grow with radish. Leaf miners are attracted to the radish leaves rather than the spinach. Squash we would grow with borage, French marigolds, nasturtiums and beans. Borage improves the flavour. Marigolds deter beetles and nasturtiums will deter aphids. The beans will also add nitrogen to the soil. Sweet corn we can grow with peas and beans. Both peas and beans add nitrogen to the soil, which helps the crop of corn. Ray says, I saw someone with peppers in between each tomato plant. Not sure if this was a good idea. I'm not sure about that one. May work for some people, I'm not sure. We're coming on to tomatoes now anyway. So we can grow tomatoes with nasturtiums, French marigolds, basil, garlic, chives, borage, onion and asparagus. So if you grow with marigolds, chives and garlic to repel white and black fly, nasturtiums and basil attract aphids, which will protect the tomatoes. Borage will help to protect against tomato hornworm and improve growth and flavour. And basil has the added benefit that it can also improve the taste of the tomatoes. Little Farmer's Farm says, check out my trampoline frame polytunnel build if you get a chance, guys. I'm loving the way it's turning out. The latest upload has a poly roof and polycarbonate frame ends on it now. Cool, I'll check that out later on. Thank you, Little Farmer's Farm. So zucchini or courgettes we can grow with English marigolds, which is your Calendula officinalis. I did some of them, I actually planted some of those, what we call pot marigolds in the UK. And any flowering herbs such as thyme and oregano. The flowers attract pollinating insects which will increase your crops. So it's all about planting really sacrificial plants that would that you don't mind sort of making a few extra sowings and using them as a sort of sacrifice instead. My basil not appeared after sowing, may have to start again. My basil has started to appear actually, and I didn't have no luck with basil last year. Neither did I have luck with plum tomatoes, my San Marzano plum tomatoes. But I think we've got 4 plants come up in our plum tomatoes. So we're doing quite well at the moment. Everything's starting to sort of tick along nicely now. We've got them in the house here. So here we go. Companion planting for fruits. So apples we can grow with nasturtiums, onions and chives. The nasturtiums repel codling moths, while onion and chives help to prevent apple scab. I'm going to save this companion planting chat, mate. Golden advice. Thank you, Little Farmer's Farm. I may do a video about it anyway, a separate video, just in case people don't want to go through the whole live stream, just to try and find out what about the stuff, and then obviously there's bits about us chatting in between. So I will do a separate video anyway, at some point, hopefully some point this week. Ray says, my tomatoes took 3 days to appear in the propagator. See, I stupidly put mine in the greenhouse, which was not very warm. When I brought them home, though, they soon started to shoot up, and we've got, I think we've got 5 out of 6 black opal. We've got 4 out of 6 San Marzano. 5 out of 6 Monday, I think it is. 5 out of 6 Yellow Delight or Golden Delight. I can't remember the name, what the exact name was now. And also 4 Mini Bell. And also I planted some Isla Craig last week, which haven't actually come up yet. And also some of my chilies have come up. I've got quite a few out of, I think there's 8 of each, and I think I've got 6 Hot de Cayenne, 5 Californian Wonder. My Anaheim chilies haven't sprouted yet, but Also, Russ mentioned about my castor oil plant. Out of 6 seeds that I planted, I've got 5 seedlings coming up, so it's all good. I may give you a show around what we've got set up here anyway in a little while, after we finish talking about this sort of stuff. So back to the fruit. So blackberries we can grow with tansy, which helps to repel predators. Fruit trees in general we can grow with chives, nasturtiums, peas and beans. These will all discourage predators from climbing up the trees because they will be repelled by their odour. Nasturtiums planted around the base of a fruit tree provide a host for aphids. Peas and beans add nitrogen to the soil. Gooseberries we can grow with French marigolds, so your taguette species, rather than your calendula, which will deter aphids. However, gooseberries are banned in some US states, so check your local regulations if you're in the US. Grapes we can grow with chives and basil. Chives will repel aphids and the basil will act as a host for the aphids. Raspberries we can grow with garlic, which repels aphids with its odour. What do I do with a castor oil plant? Very good question there, Little Farmer's Farm. I have no idea. I got some seeds with a gardening magazine and I thought that looks like something good to try, so we just thought we'd give it a go and see what comes of them. And they look quite pretty anyway, like quite a pretty plant on the seed packet. So we'll see what we can what comes of those. But as I say, I got 5 out of 6 seedlings, so not too bad. So where were we? Soft fruits in general. We can grow with poached eggplant, Limanthes douglasii. The flowers of the poached eggplant will attract insects that will pollinate the bushes and also feast on predators, such as they'll attract hoverflies and the like. It was just something different to try, Little Farmer's Farm. I like to try some different stuff sometimes, and you know, sometimes stuff pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but you never know what's going to happen. So strawberries we can grow with borage and onions. Both improve the flavour of the strawberries and help to strengthen the plants, while onions can help to prevent mould on the fruit. Why not? Aesthetics is always worth the time. Exactly. That's always what I always say. Aesthetics. If something's pleasing to the eye, then that is the main thing for a start. It's the same with most stuff like food and that. Most people we eat with our eyes. If we see something that we don't necessarily like the look of, then we don't think that we would like the taste of it. But yeah, you never know. Poached eggplant, does that come with chips? Yeah, Ashley. No, poached egg, you wouldn't get chips with poached egg. No, poached eggs are healthy. You'd have it with hollandaise sauce, wouldn't you? Like what's it called? Oh my goodness gracious me. Eggs Benedict, that's the one. Hi there, Brian. Thank you for coming along. Paprika. Bit of paprika on your poached eggs. So now we go on to herbs. What can we be planting with our herbs? So basil we can grow with asparagus, eggplants or aubergines, grapes and tomatoes. Bay leaves we can grow with beans. Borage can be grown with cabbages, squash, strawberries and tomatoes. Brian says no chips in his house. Borage, sorry, we grow cabbage, squash, strawberries and tomatoes. Chamomile will grow with cabbage and onions. Chives we can grow with carrots, celery, fruit trees, grapes, lettuce, peas, roses and tomatoes. It's all going good, thank you, Brian. Yeah, we're talking about companion planting today. Or this is what the first little bit of this live is going to be all about, is companion planting. So, sorry, not the camera. So yeah, cilantro or coriander we can grow with asparagus. Dill can be grown with asparagus, cabbages and lettuce. Feverfew we can grow with bergamot, Mondara species. Monarda species, and roses. Hyssops we can grow with cabbages. Lavender can be grown with carrots and leeks. Mint we grow with cabbages, carrots, onions, peas, radishes and tomatoes. Oregano is grown with brassicas. Parsley is grown with asparagus, carrots, chives and roses. Rosemary we grow with beans, cabbages and carrots. Sage we grow with cabbages, carrots, French beans and tomatoes. Summer savoury we grow with fava beans or broad beans. And thyme we can grow with cabbages, roses and tomatoes. So guys, if there's anything else along with companion planting that you would like, you either know something that can be used as a companion plant with a certain vegetable or fruit, then do let me know in the chat, and I will let everybody else in on that as well, and also I'll add it to my notes. So, companion plants for general use. So, the following companion plants are in any area keep insects away from other plants you want to protect. So, chamomile attracts hoverflies and wasps that feed on predatory insects. Geraniums, scented, pelargonium species, deter insects from roses, tomatoes and grapes when planted nearby. Marigolds, Calendula officinalis or any tagetes species, so French or English / pot marigold. They are a great insect repellent throughout the garden and attract beneficial pollinating insects. I overheard something, but I'll save questions until the end. Okay, Russ, no problem. Just give me 1 minute. I've nearly almost finished. Morning Glory attracts pollinating insects into the garden. Let's not go down a rabbit hole with that one, guys. Nasturtiums, an attractive host for aphids, preventing attacks on many crops. 30 pepper plants with powdery mildew, all pulled from the tent for now. Oh no, that's not great. That's not a good thing there, Conversation Shed. No. Nobody likes to lose any plants. Hopefully you can save them, but yeah. Nettles. Now, nettles can be grown to attract cabbage white butterflies, preventing attacks on many crops. Glory is too early. And poached eggplants, or Limanthes douglasii, attract ladybirds, bees, butterflies and wasps. Now, flowers that benefit from companion planting. So, chrysanthemums, you can plant with chives to deter aphids and encourage pollinating insects. Roses can be planted with mint, chives, thyme, garlic, parsley, French marigolds, taget species, and English or pot marigolds, calendula species. And They all help to deter aphids. In particular, the marigolds attract hoverflies which feast on the aphids. The older varieties will encourage pollinating insects into the garden. Russ says, yes, they should be okay, but they aren't dead. I've sprayed them down with milk solution until I can get a copper sulfate from the plot tomorrow. Well, if you anything you can do to try and sort of keep them off. Marigolds can be sacrificial plants when grown with brassicas, says Brian. Yeah, I think we have mentioned that one earlier, Brian. Thank you for coming in with that. And it is, they are always, marigolds are a good sacrificial plant from pretty much a lot of different plants that we can plant them with to stop aphids and other and attract beneficial insects. Been a pleasure to drop back again. Very cool content, and we'll be back. Thank you, Food Forest Permaculture. So, where were we? The older varieties of marigolds will encourage pollinating insects into your garden. Around brassicas and tomatoes, yes, Russ. Yeah, you're late in, Brian, but it doesn't matter. Any information that you'd like to share on companion planting, what you use to plant your companions with other plants, then do please let us know, because we might not have mentioned it already, but if we have, I'll just let you know that we've already mentioned it, and anything. We'll mention it on the video anyway, and if we'd already mentioned it, then I'll just let you know that we've already mentioned that. But thank you. Mystic Bunny, hello. Ray says, I planted giant marigold last year. They went crazy. Wow. I've heard of giant marigolds. I've never grown them though. I have got some calendulas in the pot marigolds in. Where were we? Sunflowers. We can plant with chives for the same reason as we would with chrysanthemums, to deter aphids and to encourage pollinating insects. As Russ says, everybody, please be sure to hit the like button. Please remember to subscribe to each other. I'll do the pimping, Chris. You do the information. Yes, Russ, no problem. You do that.
But you don't have a phone.
Yes, I have.
In a minute, please.
Right. Sorry guys, I'll be back in 1 second. Brian says, got Mexican marigolds this year. They weaken weeds. Oh, Brian, I didn't know that. I've never heard of them ones, Mexican marigolds. So yeah, anyway, I'm back now. Hardneck Farms, thank you for coming along. We just finished talking about companion planting. If you know anything that you'd like to share with us, then please do so. I'll let you know if I've already mentioned it. But yeah, basically, if you don't know what companion planting is, it's basically planting a sacrificial crop that you don't mind losing to, say, an aphid attack or something. Russ says, I heard parsnips deter horsetail. You heard that, Brian? Thank you for the info on the marigolds and aphids. I was going to plant some this season, says Mystic Bunny. Are you new here, Mystic Bunny? I'm not sure. I'm sure I've heard the name, but I'm not sure if you've been in here before. Brian says they give off a secretion other weeds don't like. The downside is they grow up to 8 foot. Ah. So plenty of space needed for them anyway. Hardneck Farm says, I do a lot of companion planting and beneficial bugs. Brian says never heard of it. Russ says Mystic Bunny marigolds are all year round, all are good all round. Bees love them, and they work with so many other plants in beneficial ways. Yeah, exactly, Russ. The best thing you can do for pretty much any plants in your garden, any vegetables in your garden, is to plant marigolds. Either French marigolds or English pot marigolds, because they will they will attract aphids to the plant, to the marigolds, rather than to your plants. Say you want to plant them with tomatoes, so that's going to protect your tomatoes against getting an infestation of aphids, and also they attract obviously hoverflies and other beneficial insects such as wasps and that sort of thing, that will then come along and will actually then feast on the aphids. So as well as the aphids only feasting on the marigolds rather than your tomato plants, they will also help to bring in other bugs, other beneficial bugs that are going to feast on the aphids themselves, therefore hopefully keeping down the amount of aphids in the garden. So where did we get to? Mystic Bunny. Yes, I'm new to your channel. Okay, I'm sure I've seen you around somewhere before, maybe in somebody else's live. Russ says I'm gonna buy some ladybirds this year for the in the polytunnel. 8 foot above or below ground. You can't beat a good bed of nettles. Ladybirds breed in them. Yep, Brian. I'm not a big massive fan of nettles, but if you can contain them and keep them away from all your other plants and stop them from actually spreading too much, a bed of nettles will always be a good thing, because as Brian said there, nettles are a good breeding ground for ladybirds. Russ said, good point, Chris. We know we aren't all fans of wasps, but they are pollinators at the end of the day. They are also predators as well on other bugs. They are a beneficial bug, but they can be the a-hole of the bug world. But yeah, I'm not going to go completely into that. Back in one sec. I forgot to put my good for nettle tea, says Mystic Bunny. I've got to get my charger. Never right with that. Never right, is it, mate? You find it interesting? Sorry, I am back, guys. Just going to plug the laptop and the phone into the mains, because my phone has just flashed up saying that I have 14% left. So here we go. So yeah, Russ says I'm going to try and cultivate a load of nettles at the back border of my plot. That is pretty much one of the things that I'm looking at doing, Russ. Pardon me. We have an area which it floods in heavy rain. So instead of trying to plant something there and then lose that plant, we are going to try we're going to cut 3 foot off the bottom of our plot, or maybe even more than that. I think I worked out the other day it was maybe 5 foot from the bottom of the plot up, because that's where it floods when we get the heavy rains. Little Farmer's Farm, yeah. Morning Glory had to bite my tongue. Like I said, let's not go down that rabbit hole this week. Not this early on anyway, thank you. Nettles keep out the ass hats and give you so much as well. There's quite often nettles growing outside our plots. Yeah, I've got actually on the top of the plot, the fence which goes onto the sort of entrance. We usually get some nettles grow along that sort of area there, and also down one side we get quite a few nettles come through the fence. But yeah, we are going to see if we can keep some nettles, and also try and sow like a wildflower sort of meadow area at the bottom of the plot. So Ray says he's cleared his polytunnel from nettles today, and the soil underneath was really good stuff. Yet nettles, don't get me wrong, Ray, nettles will do wonders for your soil. The soil underneath nettles is like sort of brilliant soil, but it's just making sure that you get all of the root out, because just one tiny bit of root and they're going to come back. I'm not trying to say that anybody's dim in any way and doesn't know that, but if anybody didn't know that, obviously that's one thing. And also one of the other things that I found is I'm going to get back onto the old comfrey. Now, I love comfrey. It is a brilliant plant for the compost heap. It's also a good plant to get a leaf and wrap it around your seed potatoes before you put your seed potatoes in, to give a little bit extra nutrition, or even put them into the put leaves into the bottom of the trench that you're putting your potatoes into. Lemanthes are good to include hoverflies. Yeah, Lemanthes douglasii, we were talking about that earlier, poached eggplant, can also be used as a green manure as well. I think I missed some comments. Russ says I'm going to go dig up some crowns up, Brian. Little Farmer's Farm now. Yeah, we're not far into the video, into the live yet, so let's try and keep it orderly and in an orderly fashion. Hoverflies freak me the feck out, says conversation, says Russ. Why is that? They always hover right in your eye line. Yeah. Nothing wrong with hoverflies though. Really useful, beneficial insect. We had our polytunnel last year was absolutely rife with hoverflies, so we didn't suffer with any problems of aphids or anything, because we had, I think we must have had a nest of hoverflies in the polytunnel. So yeah, that was always an unknown benefit of where we put the polytunnel. Ray says he's heard that poached eggplants self-seed. I'm not sure about that one, Ray, but if you can get them before they go to flower, you can dig them in so that they would be yeah, they would I think it's to do with the nitrogen and the roots and stuff like that. Brian says because they look like skinny wasps for us. Lol. Ray says he's been eating the kiwi thinking how long it would take to grow from seed. Ooh, that's an interesting one, Ray. Russ says, lol, maybe, Brian, but I think it's more about the hovering right in front of your eyes. Yeah, I'm not overly fussed about things like that. I don't like wasps, but yeah, Russ says about 4 years, Ray, apparently. So let's go to it. Let's ask Uncle Google. How long does it take to grow kiwi from seed? Brian says he's trying the pomegranates from seed this year. Growing kiwis from seed will take between 3 to 5 years. It's not complicated. It's not a complicated process, but it will take between 3 and 5 years. Yeah, long wait then, Russ. So on average, yeah, we'd probably say about 4 years. Pomegranates, do they not take a while to grow as well? Or I'm not much on up on fruit or flowers. I know about my vegetable. I know a bit about my vegetables, but I'm not that much up on flowers or fruit. This would be my first year really growing fruit with the apples and the apple trees, the cherry trees, and the blackcurrant bush that I've got. So pomegranate seeds will pomegranate seeds will germinate at normal room temperature in about 30 to 40 days. I don't know how long it takes to completely grow a pomegranate tree. Can they grow from seed? I can't see an actual. So, Russ says, I've been buying, hang on a minute, see if I've not missed any others. I've been buying limes from seed, but the seeds I ordered look like dry shells again. Ah. So that's what Brian says. Russ says, I've been buying limes. Oh, hang on, I missed that, yeah. Brian said he wanted to grow limes, but the seeds he ordered look like dry shells again. Russ says, I've been buying limes to get the seeds, but it looks like the commercial types are seedless these days. Little Farmer's Farm says, we put French marigolds everywhere last year and they worked a charm. Tomatoes did very well and were untouched by aphids. Last year, Ray says, last year I grew one marigold plant and it was a disaster. Better this year. Brian says, a lot of fruit is easy to grow from seed, but I'm not growing expecting brilliant fruiting trees. Ashley says, net your blackcurrant bush to stop birds or they will strip it. Yeah, same with I'm going to be doing the same with the cherry as well, because we had a cherry tree on the corner of the plot which we weren't sure if it was ours or the plot next door's, but you see cherries on it, you think, oh, I'll have some of them, and then you get down there the next day and they've gone. Russ says, if you remember, pomegranate grows quite well in this country. If I remember, pomegranate grows quite well in this country. Little Farmer's Farm says, stinging nettle is fantastic stuff. I have a tea with them every day during the season. Take the growing tips and use like normal tea. Can you make soup as well? Can't you? You make nettle soup, can't you?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. I'm going to have to do some cooking videos on this channel, I think. I'm going to have to start doing some cooking videos with the produce that we get from the allotment. Brian says, all the limes I've ever bought from shops are seedless. I'm not sure about that one. Bought a lime. Sure, I've seen a lime from Tesco's with seeds in it. I know you get some lemons with seeds in, especially the cheaper ones. Ray says, we are not allowed trees, but the new plot holder bought some in. So that's the rules broken again. Oh dear, Ray. Yes, I know a lot of rules get broken quite frequently, but depends on who you know, not what you know. Ashley White says cooking videos always do well. Russ says, yeah, I've got lemons and clementine. Brian said, you make me feel rich, Tony. I can afford PG tips, lol. You don't have to get some nettle tips. So Little Farmer's Farm is Tony, is it? Then, I'm guessing. I'm terrible with names, as you know, guys. Russ says, as we are straying, can I ask about something I think I missed earlier? What did you say? Something grows well with asparagus. Still learning to grow veg, let alone video cooking it, says Ray. Yeah, asparagus. I did say, if I can find my notes. Asparagus grows well with basil, parsley, dill, cilantro or coriander, French marigolds, your taguette species, and with tomatoes. So basil can improve the vigour of the asparagus, while parsley improves the flavour. Dill, cilantro or coriander and marigolds will help to deter aphids, and tomatoes will deter asparagus beetle. So there we go. So the lane that leads down to our plot is lined on both sides with an abundance of wild blackberry and stinging nettles. Oh, free food. Mystic Bunny says, we can or jar our produce? Yeah, Mystic Bunny, are you in the US? Because I know that a lot of people do. I've actually, talking about basil conversation shit, I'm going to annoy you now. If I can find the basil. One sec, guys. The heat is still on this. Is it not? You've got a minimum. Let me find the basil. Here we go. Russ. So, you can see that this line here is basil, and it's actually come up. It's just the little seedlings along this line here. But yeah. I've also got some cauliflowers and some albina, sorry, radishes in there. What's the ones that haven't come up yet? Broad beans. So that's the first time I've got basil to do anything. So where are we? We've got a few more people in here. Natural State Gardener and Homestead says hello everyone from Searchy, Arkansas. Brian says my source couldn't be trusted. Tony. K and D Carolina. Hello, stopped in, not sure what the channel is about, but or if anything, but hello. Hello K&D Carolina, it's a gardening channel. Fruit and vegetables, some flowers. I'm going to be growing some flowers this year. Growing veg and fruit, yeah. Ray, as Ray says. Oh, Country Crafts, hello. Country Life Crafts, hello, how are you? I've missed loads of people's. Yeah, I get mine like that, then it flops over and dies. Yes, Russ, I'm hoping that it's not going to do that. But last year I didn't even get any germination, so I'm going to take this as a little victory on basil this year, even if it does flop over and die. So, I think I've just seen somebody else has just come in. So, everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Sam's just come in. Hello, Sam. Brian says fresh compost and plenty of lime for me. Where we plant out brassicas, firm ground is just as important. I don't know what we missed there. I think I missed something about. Right, where were we? Roots, lemons. Something grows well with asparagus. We've got that. Right, so Mystic Bunny says we can or jar our produce. Ashley says I could grow little gem lettuce in between my rows of potatoes. Could I grow little gem lettuce in between my rows of potatoes? Now, I have seen this done before, and I have mentioned it, I think, in a sowing video, so one of my sowing and growing guide videos, that you could always use the space in between your potatoes to grow a crop such as lettuce or something. Just to basically to try and keep the weeds at bay, and to use up the space, obviously, and to try and get yourself a bit more space on your plot or your garden or whatever. Mystic Bunny is from Indiana, right? Tony said someone told me that rhubarb leaf prevented clubroot and brassicas. Anyone else heard this? I haven't heard that, Tony. No. So can't get basil. I can get basil to germinate and it dies 3 years every time, says Russ. I used to think so, Tony, but don't think so. Ray says Ashley, potatoes will take up too much energy. I've seen it actually mentioned before. So where were we? Let's go back down to the bottom here of this. So Natural State Gardener said we just put out early season yard tour to show what's coming up. So excited for spring. Sam says hello to everybody. Sam says hello. Tony subbed Sam. Sub Bunny. Sam says appreciated. I have hit the subscribe button a few times. Right. Ryan says you have got you have time to grow larger lettuce between your potatoes. Ray says you cannot earth up very easily. No, I suppose that is one. That would be one issue. Would be if you are growing something in between your potatoes, that it's going to be harder to earth them up. But I'm thinking about trying trenches this year, and actually planting them down like quite deep. I think we're going to go down about sort of 12 to 15 inches, and then plant the potatoes in the bottom of the hole, probably with some comfrey leaves if we've got any, if we can find any at the moment, and then just cover them up just enough so that they're just covered, and then once they start sprouting and coming up, then we'll start to fill the hole in little by little, and then hopefully by the time they get to the top of the hole and the top of the hole is filled in, the top of the trench is filled in, then we will hopefully then be at the point where we can just earth it up a little bit, and then hopefully we should, fingers crossed, get a decent yield from our potatoes this year, because last year wasn't brilliant on potatoes, and we had a bit of an issue with wireworm, eelworm, whatever it was. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by talking about stuff. Sam says just be careful using the word sub or subbed or subscribed, as YouTube don't like it. Okay, Sam, don't worry about that. We talked about Green Heart last time, didn't we? Or maybe it was the time before, week before, I'm not sure. Hey Sam, I meant to ask on your video, I hope that CD is something like Gangnam Style. That was scared off them foxes. Plant your spuds deep enough and you won't need to earth them up. Like I said, I'm going to try trenches this year, and then just fill the trench little by little as we go along through the season. Ashley says good tip, Sam. Country Life is back again. Laptop tried to die. My phone was going to die a minute ago, so I had to jump away and go and get a charger. Sam says they were naughty CDs I found in the shed. Hey. Remember, everyone, hit the like button. Do it now before you forget. And remember to subscribe to each other. Sorry, I know. Sorry, Russ, you're doing the whole that bit, and I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about. Thrifty VG, hello. Rachel Jane, hello. Rachel Jane's here, Don. Brian says I just put a photo of the wife in the garden. That scares the foxes. It scares me, lol. Forever Spring. All you need is some TLC and some vitamin P. What I'm trying to say is... okay. Where are we? Everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Sam says, yes, they were very adult DVDs. Very adult CDs. Ray said, what I found in the shed stays in the shed. What happens in the shed stays in the shed. Don't let me steal the glory, lol. Just trying to save you a job. No problem, Russ. You carry on with what you're doing, and we'll see what happens. Dyson in the background. Sam says, should be that way, Ray. Lol. What? Alright. Probably push it up out the water again. Lonely times in the shed, says Russ. I need to be careful saying that. Yeah. just checking out some of his channels. Anyone else invest in hand gel and bog roll shares? Oh dear. Sam says, I just been on eBay and ordered some flower seeds and some strange named sunflower. Ah. Adventures in the Heartland. Hello, how are you? We've got 15 people on. Conversation says, I want some black sunflower seeds, but I keep forgetting. Brian says you can't buy bog rolls for love nor money. Plant cabbages, free bog paper. Or use newspapers, says Ray. Rachel Jane says, I think I'll plant more trees too to set everyone's bog roll, to set off everyone's bog roll fetish. Ray says, I got Russian giant growing sunflowers. Yeah, I got Russian giant, Ray. I've also got, I think we've got some Italian white sunflowers, which we grew last year as well. Like a multi-headed sunflower. Sam says his sunflower is called a Mongolian giant. I've heard of that one. I don't think they get that tall in particular, but the actual flower heads are ginormous. Ray, if you get big sunflower, save me some seeds, says Russ. Ada was heaving this morning and tempers were fraying. Security had an issue to issue a warning to cool it. Oh. Ray says, I've got a giant cabbage growing, I'm sorted then. Russ says you get a big old wipe with them, Ray. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. Bog roll centres made in China. Lol. Sam says, yep, that's the one. Thrifty says, if anyone said hello to me, sorry, I'm dealing with children and babysitting. No problem, Thrifty, as long as you're here. Thank you for coming along. Rachel Jane says, I've got some of those this year, Sam. Was that the Mongolian giant, was it? I think we were talking about. Yeah, Mongolian giant. I might get some of those as well. I can get some from Baker Creek in the US. So I might get some of those this year. Still got to do a video on their whole seed catalogue. Brian says he thinks he's got poltergeist. Seeds keep going missing. Ray says, I pinched some seeds from the heads of sunflowers and from a pick your own farm. Ray says, Rush, you want to go pick your own farm seeds. Adventures in the Heartland says, gonna try our hand in gardening again this year after a long break. Why not go for it? I find gardening myself, I find gardening very therapeutic. I think I've mentioned before that mental health issues, it helps a lot with mental health issues. But we're not going to go into that too much, but yeah, it does help a lot, and it can be very therapeutic and very good for you, as well as fitness wise. I mean, if you've got an allotment or a large garden, you don't need a gym membership, let's just say that. So, where were we? Russ said, if you got some, Ray, stick them in the post for me. Let me know if you want anything for postage. Sam says, I'm beating my 11-foot record this year using saved seeds from last year. I think I got, I think we got about a 9-foot sunflower last year. How big is your garden and what do you like to grow? My allotment plot is 150 foot by about 35 foot. Brian says my nose must be self-service. It's a pick your own. Lol. Oh dear. Oh dear. Taxi for Brian. Yeah, my garden is, my allotment plot is not near my, it's not attached to my garden, to my house, but it's 150 foot by 35 foot, although it will be a little bit less because I'm taking between 3 and 5 foot off the bottom of the plot anyway, because it floods in the wind, in the heavy rains. So we're just going to knock that bottom end off, but then we are going to try and grow like a wildflower meadow. Bless you. We are going to try and grow a wildflower sort of meadow bit at the bottom, and some nettles and stuff in there as well. And we have got the remains of a old compost heap, and basically, how could we put it? A soil dump, basically, where we've took the soil out and dumped it, yeah. Sand in the garden. Sam says my attitude this year is grow whatever and have fun with it. Yes, Sam. Perfectly good with that. I'm going to try and grow more flowers this year. I'm going to try and get more into flowers, and growing flowers, and try and learn a bit more about flowers, really, because I don't know too much about flowers and growing flowers. I've never grown much more than a sunflower before when it comes to flowers, but I mean, last year we had some cosmos, which we grew from seed. We had dahlias, which we grew from tubers. Poached eggplant, your Limanthes Douglasii, grew that from seed. We had pansies and petunias, which were plug plants. Samuel plot is too tidy. Ray says bless you. Sam is perfect. I'm copying it, but miles behind, says Ray. Russ says I'll never get that tidy, lol. No, I don't think I'll ever be that tidy. Have you seen my wood dump? My wood store dump at the moment, at the one end of the plot, which does actually need uncovering because it needs to be dug over for my tomatoes this year. Ray says he's doing more flowers this year. Brian says plenty of flowers to keep the wife happy. Sam says try growing Calais. They are a fun plant to grow. I have heard of Calais. I'm not sure if I've got some seeds or something for those. Possibly in my vast stock of seeds. Rachel Jane says my goal is to grow food and feed my family. It's always a good goal to have, Rachel Jane. Brian says I'm growing giant stocks this year. Ray says I have 3 plots and a very large garden, so have to keep the missus happy with flowers in the garden. Brian says Sam's plot is superb. Ray, 3 plots and a very large garden. I can't even keep up with. Ray says he got Calais in, just sprouted, a long time starting. Brian says Calais grow best in the greenhouse, but will survive outside. Hardneck Farm says, I hope you all have a good night, have to get going. Happy planting, everyone. Bye, Hardneck. See you later. Thank you for coming along. Yeah, everybody remember to press that thumbs up button and the big red button that says subscribe on it. If it's not grey, hit it. Also remember to like and sub each of us channels, please. Sam says I was diagnosed with ADHD and ADD combined, so probably OCD next. I've been a bit OCD with some stuff, I must admit. Some stuff has to be in certain orders and stuff like that. Country Life says lots more flowers this year for me too. So it must be 2020 is the year for the flower growers. It's the year to learn about growing flowers and to grow them. But yeah, I can't think what else we had. We had some Italian white sunflowers, as I said. We had some normal sunflowers. We had, which were Russian giants, I think, last year. We had daffodils. We've got daffodils and narcissus in at the moment. But we've got loads of flower seeds started off. 2020 is going to be the year of Slugmageddon. I hope so, Conversation Shed. I had such a nightmare with slugs last year on my lettuces and stuff. Ashley says I'm trying dahlia seeds this year. I've not tried growing dahlia from seeds, Ashley, so you'll have to let us know how that goes on. Brian says I love my perpetual carnation, but rats have fed off some over the winter. Russ says, am I too late to sow some dahlia seeds now? I might order some. Right. Sam says, my plot is my life, my passion. I could never imagine life without an allotment. Same for me there, Sam. I couldn't imagine like not having one now. I think it's just become like everyday life to be doing something for the plot. If I'm not down there, I'm here planting seeds and stuff. So yeah, we got allotments become part of your everyday life. Brian says Coltness dahlia seeds can be sown now. Russ says stay tuned to me then. Going to be doing something soon about slugs. Ooh. Okay, Russ. So I'll keep an eye on your channel for that. Have you got a new logo there, Russ, or is it just me? Don't pay attention. Let's talk about prepping. Hi guys. Hi Forkin. Hello. Let's talk about prepping. Brian says easy to germinate. Coltness. Ray says I've got dahlia, calais, lavender, pansy, fuchsia, petunia, poppy, sweet peas, all from seed. I have got some pansies which I've got to put in, and I've got some poppies and sweet peas from seed. I've not grown fuchsia from seed. I love fuchsia plants. Sam says, if you sow them this month, they should get away with it. Okay. Daughter and the missus come first, obviously, says Sam. Ray says, I enjoy the plot, that's why I got home. When I got home, I got one at home and one in London. Oh, sorry guys. Dahlias, a lot of dahlias from seed will form good tubers at the end of the year, says Brian. Russ said he drew his new logo in the live stream last week while we were talking trash at the end. Well, why not? I was too busy laughing most of the time to draw anything. Brian says, not just Coltness, any dahlias. Okay. Sam says, got 7 plot available on my site at the moment and no waiting list. For the first time, my allotment site is full and we have a waiting list. So, yeah, it's going on okay. I mean, it became really trendy at one point to have an allotment, and then I think a lot of people didn't realise the amount of work that was involved in upkeep of an allotment, and people just tended to sort of fall away from the allotments and forgot about it, sort of thing. Fuchsia seeds are hard to get, says Ray. Fuchsias also germinate easy from seed but rare to find. Country Life says growing cosmos, lavender, cleome, calendula, geraniums and gypsophilia. I have got some cosmos, I've not put them in yet. I've got some cleome which we've got in, we've got some calendulas in, and we also have some gypsophilia in.
I like this wee business.
Sorry, the other half has the flowers. But I have to learn all about them and how to care for them.
You can take me.
Yeah. Russ says, lol, I broke you at the end last week. Yeah, everybody broke me at the end last week. I just couldn't function at the end of last week's stream. Ray says, my London site has 40 spare plots. Wow. Aren't London plots like really small though? I suppose it depends on where in London they are. They're usually like tiny plots. I see one, I think it was in London. There's a guy who had an allotment, and the allotment that he had, on no word of a lie, if you guys have seen my recent pictures on Instagram of my plot, the area I have at the top, which is the raised beds and that, is basically, his plot was no bigger than that area where I've got the raised beds at the top of my plot. So, yeah, some plots vary, and they always vary in size. 40, that's crazy. Russ says, I'm just happy my nasturtiums have germinated. Can't spell it. I have got some nasturtiums, or we have got some nasturtiums, should I say, to put in at some point. Brian says, I prefer young fuchsia plants to take cuttings. My next door neighbour has a fuchsia plant actually. Let's see if I can take some cuttings from that further down the allotment. Russ says, I will be sowing marigolds, African and French, and cornflower in my live in February. I've got some cornflower in. I put some cornflowers in. We put some cornflowers in. They've actually started to germinate as well. Thrifty VG says, I crush up eggshells and put them around my garden. It keeps the slugs out. Somebody else made a suggestion of putting a bowl of beer out there, and the beer will get them drunk and die. Yeah, it works. Both of those approaches do work on slugs. Country Life says, yes, sweet peas and sunflowers too. Yep, I've got sweet peas and sunflowers. The sunflowers I have in at the moment, or the sunflowers we have in at the moment, are Russian giants. Russ says, my site has about 20 plots that are being paid for but not used. It's infuriating. Yeah, we get a few like that. People will come and take a plot on, then, as I say, they realise how much hard work it is having an allotment, and then they just disappear and you never see them again. Both white and pink gypsophilia are up now, says Rachel Jane. My gypsophilia are not. I haven't started to. Well, our gypsophilia haven't started to germinate yet. I don't think so, anyway. Brian says, we managed to fill our empty plots for the first time. Back to the rootstead. What's up from the other side? The dark side. Back to the rootstead. Hello, how are you today? Thank you for dropping in. It's all good, by the way. Not February. That is in the past. I meant to say next month. All right, Russ. We'll go a bit crazy this time of night. So, Sam says, I'm not going as mad this year with marigolds. That was crazy last year. Country Life says, my growing space at home is at home. I'm very lucky. Yes. Some of us are lucky enough to have big, decent sized gardens that we can grow lots of fruit and vegetables in, but we have an allotment site which is not more than 10 minutes walk away from my house, so it's not too bad for me. My old allotment site was, it took 45 minutes to walk up there, or you could get a bus up there, but I weren't spending money on a bus to get up to the allotment site. But you were sort of tired, you were shattered before you got up there, and then you didn't really want to do anything when you got there because you'd been 45 minutes walking up there. My slugs drink the beer, then eat my plants for afters, says Ray. Thank you, 50 VG. Marigolds was crazy, Sam. I think this year for crazy marigolds. Sam says that's my role, comes in booting them up the arse to get more done on the plot. Or hand your keys back. Yeah, I'm looking at going on the committee at our plot soon, actually. Just 1 minute. I've got my shoes off. Right, come on guys, we're going to get over 23 likes this week. We're on 19 so far. We had 23 while we were live and then 1 afterwards. Sam says, do it. These committees need young blood. Yeah, a lot of older people on our committee at our allotment site. And they weren't too best pleased when we took on an allotment. But we've proven them wrong. With the amount of stuff that work that we've done on the plot. And I could guess it is with 180 plots, yeah, Russ. Our site has 52 plots. Barbecue on the plot, can't wait. Brian says he had 2 full trays of marigolds and tagetes last year eaten by rats. Oh no. Everyone's to Ashley's for a barbecue. Yep. Who's bringing the beer? Shouldn't the host buy the beer? Or was it bring a bottle? I'll bring a bottle of Jaeger. Every site needs a committee. It's like us, it's 75% cultivation or you're off. We say at our plot site, our site, we say as long as you're growing something and you're doing something about the weeds, then you're kind of fine. Because the plots are quite large, we sort of say maybe around about 50% cultivation. We like to see people have done something within the first year, or the first 6 months, but they usually get a 3-month sort of trial tendency, if you like. Cold beer chilled in the water butt. Russ says, Sam, that's what it was supposed to be on our site, but the council aren't interested as long as it's paid for. Well, I guess so, Russ, that happens. Ash, I've got a fridge, says Russ. 50 VG says, rats don't like catnip. Didn't know that one. I'll bring the party then, yeah, why not? Ray said, last year we had 3 plots pay and not turn up all year, but they got booted in January. Ashley says no Corona beer. And Russ says, nah mate, bring the Corona, sharing is caring. Ashley says, bring your own face masks. A bit like the UK government, just don't care about it. Like everywhere else is on lockdown, but we're not. Okay, Brian, we won't go too far into that one then. Not murtised anyway, so 50, that's a good point. Catnip is on my list, says Bray. I need to get some catnip on the go, says Russ. Most rodents are allergic to the mint family. Ah, okay. Sam says you'll find if you contact council to discuss about setting up a site committee, they will happily agree for you and a team to run the site and keep on top of it. It's one less job for them. Well, councils are lazy, aren't they? So it's always going to be good if somebody else wants to do something instead of them having to do it. But I'll say our plots had a committee for a long time now, but I'm not sure how we're not really sure how sort of good the committee was. Russ says, Sam, the council are all for me setting one up, but they aren't allowed to give me a contact information for everyone because data protection and GDPR. So trying to catch everyone is impossible. Sam says, yeah, that's the tough one. Although I think the thing with the committees is sometimes I think we could say power goes to people's heads sometimes, and they tend to get more about petty things that aren't really an issue, and concentrate on them, and then like it's like enforcing every single little tiny detail of the rule. But sometimes the rule wasn't meant to be construed in that way. It was just meant to be sort of a general rule to say like you can't do this, you can do this. Some people go too far into it and look at the bigger picture. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it can be, committee work can be a bit of a thankless task at some point, sometimes. I know the chairman of our committee has just changed his role now to the secretary because we lost the site secretary and nobody wanted to do it. So we've now had to switch around and there's a new chairperson, and then the previous chairman is now the what do you call it? Is now the secretary. A notice board up for the buildings. I was going to make it. My council tractor driver plowed through the side of it last week. And it's being demolished. Oh no. Okay guys, got to go on. Fridge is calling me. Catch you all again soon. Okay Ashley, see you later. Thank you for coming along. Russ says, I've no interest in sitting on a committee. I just want to help set one up. I did stipulate to the council that I won't set up a law enforcement group. It will be a purchasing committee. Yeah, I think that's more. Our committee isn't all about enforcing the rules unless you are breaking every single rule or a lot of the rules, like the non-cultivation rule. If you're not going to grow nothing, there's no point in having a plot. Give it over to somebody that can actually grow something on it. So we had 2 plots, but the second plot that we had was we didn't have enough time between work and home life and the other allotment. Allotment plot. We didn't have enough time for the other allotment plot, so I gave that one over to somebody else, and it's been dug over and it's being cultivated now. It's doing really well. The guy, he's never even had an allotment before, never even grown any fruit or veg or anything. So, but yeah, he's doing really well. He's an older guy. Sam says, I'm hoping my hoping I'll chair my site one day. Mates with the chairman, so might stand a chance. Plus I look after his plot when he's on holiday. Ah, that's alright then, Sam. Brian says I'm chairman on our site, not by design, only because no one else wanted to do it. Yeah, that's kind of what we had with the secretary. The site secretary, we didn't have, nobody else wanted to do it, so and somebody had to do it, so why not? I think it was the fact that the chairman was doing a lot of the site secretary work, which meant that they just thought, well, the chairman's doing his own job plus the job of the site secretary, so maybe we'll have a reshuffle. The chairman stepped down and became the secretary, and one of the other committee members stepped up to chairman. But I mean, I wouldn't mind doing something, maybe being like chairman of the site or whatever. But just being a committee member for now is enough for me. So yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that at the end of the day. But yeah, as I said, I've grown. We've grown quite a lot of stuff this season. So we've started quite a lot of stuff already. So you know, I mean, we'll see how it goes. So you can see my potatoes behind me over here, which is still chitting away. So let me show you what we've got. So here we have some sunflowers. We've got 3 sunflowers there, and these ones here are our castor oil plant. So in here we're supposed to be growing Aquilagia, but they're not come up yet, so that's that one. And then we've got this one here. This is cucumbers, and then we've got mini bell tomatoes, and then we've got aubergines. And then let me grab these. We have sweet pea, yellow delight tomato, which are these ones here. These ones here are Marmande tomato. These are San Marzano. Oh, we've got 3 germinated out of San Marzano. This one here. And then this one here. Brian says Aquilagia are hit and miss from seed. Well, I'll probably pick that one up, to be fair. I thought I'd try them anyway, see if we could get anything from them. And these end ones here are black opal tomatoes, which I got these ones from King's Seeds. So, yes. Oh, the oil plants look pretty. They do look quite pretty already. Grab another one. Let's see what we have in this one. So we've got, these ones are bead ends, these are flowers, zinnias, Cleome, which we have got one, it's hiding behind that label. We've got a couple of sweet peas and this one coming up now, and this end one, sorry, sweet peas there, and this end one is Iceland poppy, which hasn't come up yet. There we go, I was trying to find somewhere to put all these now while I'm showing you. So, next we have we've got Love in a Mist, which haven't come up yet, and nothing's come up in there yet, on Igella. We've got Candy Tuft, we've got a couple come up in there, one behind that label as well. These are Gypsophilia, or Baby's Breath, Cornflower, quite a lot of cornflower in that one there, and then this end one is our pot marigolds, or Calendula officinalis. So we've got a few coming up, flower wise. Oh, see what else we've got. I've got a whole grow station in the dining room here at the moment. Accolades you grow better in beds. Ah.
What?
2 weeks in the freezer. Oh, okay, Brian. So we've got, these are our sweet peppers, Californian Wonder. Then we've got Anaheim chilies, which we've not got anything in there yet. These two rows here. No germination from the Anaheim chilies. And these chilies are hot de cayenne. We've got 4 come up in there. But the Cali Wonders, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 out of 8. So, Country Life says, haven't started sunflowers yet, waiting for Nick's challenge. Yeah, I started them before I knew about Nick's challenge actually. So, to be fair, I wasn't trying to get ahead of the game. I just didn't know about Nick's challenge. I'm going to give them more heat on top of fish tank. Chilies. Huh? Just showing them what we've got. Sorry guys, I will be as I said, we've got, this one has got broad beans which haven't come up yet. Then we've got some basil, sweet basil, some cauliflower in this row here, and then this end row is Albina radishes. Some of this stuff's going to have to go down to the plot soon. Yes? Right, hang on a minute. No, wait a minute. God. And then finally, this is the last one. So in here we have, so we've got some wild rocket, which is starting to come up. I don't know if you can see that. We've got some, I don't read that backwards, tomatoes. They are Isle of Craig. So nothing's come up in there yet. These are celeriac, and the end ones here are broccoli. These are from America, these broccoli. Purple sprouting broccoli. So, thought we'd give them a go. My cauliflowers and that actually started sprouting quite quickly. I think it'd only been like a couple of days, and we started getting some sprouts come up in the cauliflowers and the radishes. I know radishes are quick growing anyway. We need to get them, I think we need to get them down the plot and get them on into the beds in the greenhouse, I'm thinking. So yeah guys, that's all of the plants that I have. I've also got obviously my potatoes chitting in the background. So, Tinkerer's wife, hello, how are you today? Sorry I missed you come in then. Brian says I only sowed my radish directly into beds. Yeah, I should have probably done that, but I haven't been down the plot recently, so I thought I'd just get some started in modules and just see how it goes, really. Ray said he's just put some radish outside this week to free up some space. Okay, Ray, no problem, that's good. As I say, some of this stuff's going to have to be potted on or moved down to the plot and moved into beds to free up some more modules for growing other stuff. So we're going to see what we can do. Brian says, tried to get my spuds in my greenhouse this morning, but too muddy. Oh dear. We had quite a lot of rain here last night. It absolutely belted it down for about 2 hours, I think it was. So you sort of never predict the weather at the moment. But yeah, right, where are we? What time are we getting on for? 2 hours. Right, so guys, thank you for coming along. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, this live stream. I will try and get out a companion planting video on its own, so that people don't have to go through the whole live stream and put up with me talking. Yeah, Brian says the overnight downpour was very heavy. Yeah, I'll try and get a video out on that companion planting anyway during the week, and see if we can get that done. Because obviously I don't want people to have to go through all this gubbins on this video, just to try and find a bit about companion planting. So, forecast dry tomorrow, says Brian. I'm at work tomorrow, unfortunately. Country Life says, I did some sunflowers last year before Nick's challenge, so couldn't take part. Hanging fire this year. Okay, Country Life. I think we can still take part. There's another video I was thinking of. I'm going to be doing the single seed challenge. So hopefully we can pick a seed that's going to germinate, and we'll follow it from sowing it all the way up until harvesting, and probably up onto actually using the produce as well. if I do some cooking videos. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I will do a video on companion planting so that people don't have to sit through a 2-hour video to find out the information they want to know. But yeah, other than that, thank you everybody for coming. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Please do remember to check each other's channels out. And please do subscribe to each other. I don't mind at all. And yeah, just make sure that you are here next Sunday, and check out if I've uploaded any videos in the week. Depending on what we're doing, because we've got decorating to do at the mother-in-law's. So, and a bit of decorating to do in our. Ray says he needs to do an update on his single seed challenge. Okay, Rachel Jane, no problem, thank you. Yes, have a great day, everyone. From Thrifty VG. Cheers all, night all. Alright, guys, thank you. And I shall see you all next week. Hopefully we'll see some familiar faces, and hopefully some more new faces that we may not have seen before. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and please, as I say, do remember to check out each other's channels, support each other. We're all small YouTubers. Thank you, Mystic Bunny. See you later. Oh, I do mean to check out your channel, Mystic. I'm sure I'm subscribed to your channel if you've got one. Sorry, make me do this before I go. Alright, bye bye then. Thank you, and I'm glad you. I haven't got any content, Mystic Bunny, but there we go. So yeah, 650 views, 650 subscribers now, over 650 subscribers. So thank you all, and I shall see you all next week. Thank you for coming, and please do enjoy the rest of your week. Or please do enjoy all of next week until you see me again on Sunday again, 8 PM. Be there or be square. Barbara's allotment, thank you for coming, but we're just off now. I do apologise. Sorry, I'll just check out your channel as well. Oh, Barbara's Allotment has a channel. So yes, as I said, thank you for coming, and I shall see you all in. I've just done the same thing, Russ. So yes, thank you, and I shall see you all in the next video. Yeah. 3 more likes. I don't think anybody's going to be anybody else. I don't think I'm going to get anybody else to hit the like button. Do it. But 20 is good. 20 is sort of top end. Catch you next week. Yes, Barbara. 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. We're here every Sunday. So please do come along, and maybe catch the whole thing next week, and see what we've been doing. But we talked about companion planting, so if you do want to go back through the video and look at what we've been talking about companion planting, then you can also do that. But I will be also making, or hopefully I will be making, a video on companion planting as a separate video later on in the week, so that people don't have to sort of go through all the gubbins of me kind of talking about it and then splitting off and doing talking to people on the chat and stuff like that as well. So yeah, but yeah, thank you, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye. And thank you for coming along, everybody. And I've just pressed the wrong button. Right. So I shall see you all soon. Oh, go away. How do I get the... Right. Bye.